I can't believe it, Jesus. I can't believe it, Jesus. I can't.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Salute Maroon. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get into this video today, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, y'all, so I'm back with another story time today from the title. You already know what your girl is about to talk about, so let's get into this video. All right, y'all, so this story time take back place when I was in middle school. This might be like a few parts. I don't know if I can do it all in one story time or whatever, y'all, but it's about a situation that happened to me when I was in middle school that really changed my life forever or whatever, and it pours into 2024, y'all. So back then when I was in high school, whatever, y'all, it was this boy, we just gonna call him Big Nose, and he will always just joke around and shit while we was in like I had a gym class with him. He was always just like joke around and just do childish stuff. Like, for example, they would go around and pull each other pants down in gym class or whatever. They would clip each other up, do all type of stuff to each other, y'all. And I ain't never really want to be around him like that, because it's just like, boy, like, you play too much and I ain't got time to play with you. Period. So it was one day, y'all, I was just walking around gym class or whatever, because you had to like do laps around. When they ain't have nothing for us to do, they had something for us to do. You had to just walk around. And he kind of like caught up to me. I was walking with one of my homegirls, and he walked up to me and he was just like, one of these days, I'm gonna clip you the fuck up and bust all your shit up. Like, saying he gonna bust my teeth out my mouth.
And
So I'm just like, well, damn, like, why would you want to do that? Like, the fuck, what did I ever do to you? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, y'all, we would joke around and play with each other or whatever. So I'm just thinking he just playing. So I'm just like, no, the fuck you're not. Like, why would you clip me up? Like, I ain't ever did nothing to you. Like, what? And he was just like, laughed and walked off. So I'm just like, that's weird. Why the fuck would he say that to me? So one day, y'all, and this is when I moved with my uncle, y'all, when I was first started living with them or whatever. I was in 8th grade. Was that 8th grade? Yep, I was in 8th grade. And maybe like 2 weeks from when that boy said that shit to me, we was playing like dodgeball in the gym. I don't know why these people had us playing dodgeball in the gym. I still don't know to this day. That's like so stupid. Like, why not play dodgeball outside? We playing dodgeball in the gym or whatever, y'all. We playing dodgeball in the gym or whatever, y'all. And I was the one that had to go like run around the base. You know how like they kick the ball, you gotta go run to the base or whatever. So I was doing that, and he had to come like running like try to save the base or whatever. So I'm running around, y'all, and I'm damn near almost at home or whatever, and he comes out of nowhere, y'all, like a fucking Mack truck, and just hit me. Like, it felt like I was in a car accident, y'all. When I was in middle school, even in high school, I was a stick. I was so little, and this boy was huge. Big Nose, he was so big. And I was just like when he hit me, y'all, I just remember falling. Y'all know how gym floors is. I remember just falling flat on my face so fucking hard, to the point, y'all, I blacked out. But when I fell, it only took a few seconds for me to register in my mind, this boy did knock my teeth out my mouth.
oh, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Like he told me he was gonna do. Y'all, so after he hit me, he trying to make it seem like he's hurt. And all I can think in my mind was like, this boy told me he was gonna do this shit before he ever did it. I never imagined in my life that it would be done this way, but he did it in a way where he fell on top of me so fucking hard, y'all, to the point where the people ran over there, yanked his ass, and they flipped me over. And I did one of these moves. I'm like, because I knew my tooth was gone. Like, I knew it was gone, y'all. My shit was cracked in half. One of the girls that I knew or whatever, she was like, oh my God, Dante, are you okay? And she was like, your tooth. Y'all, my tooth was across the floor. She ended up picking it up, finding it, y'all. I'm bleeding, my mouth bleeding from the impact of me hitting my face on the floor. I'm bleeding. She like, I got you. They like, take her to the nurse. Buddy over there trying to act like he's so fucking hurt. And I am pissed. I'm just like, what the fuck? So after that, y'all, we go to the nurse or whatever. I am hysterical. I'm crying. They like, we gotta call her people. Like, well, you know, her family or whatever, y'all. I'm in the bathroom trying to put my tooth back because they gave me my tooth. Like, they gave it to me. The girl was like, here go your tooth. Like, I found it on the floor or whatever. And I was in the bathroom just crying. The lady like, it's okay. Just sit down. Just sit down. I'm like, no, my tooth is gone. My tooth. Y'all, I was so fucking hurt. To lose your teeth that young, you know you ain't never getting them back. So I was so fucking hurt, y'all. So I'm in there just crying. I'm trying to put my tooth back. At one point, it kind of like snapped back in there. I'm like, this shit not gonna work. This shit not gonna last. So it fell back out. I'm like, oh, my tooth. And then I'm just like, what the fuck? So he come in there, y'all. I'm crying. I'm like, no. He told me that he was gonna do this. He told me he was gonna do this. Like, just crying, y'all. And they just like, just calm down. And he was just like, it was an accident. I hurt myself too. I'm like, no. You told me you was gonna hurt me before this. You told me you was gonna hurt me before this. So the lady is like, what are you talking about? So they ended up separating us, y'all. They ended up calling my aunt up there. She come up there. She's like, Dee, like, what's going on? Look at your face. Look at your mouth. I was like, yeah, this boy told me he was gonna do this to me or whatever. Like, he told, she's like, what are you talking about? So I had to explain to her, like, he came up to me and told me, like, hey, like, I'm gonna trip you up and bust all your shit up. And I'm just like, and she was like, what, he did? And I'm just like, yeah, like, he told me. So mind you, y'all, I ended up going to this dentist. I actually still go to this dentist to this day. This story is crazy. I still go to this dentist to this day, but back then, y'all, they was just getting me. So they had like my information or whatever, but I didn't have like dental insurance. I don't know. I had like Medicaid because I was a kid, but they took me to a dentist that only take cash. They don't take no motherfucking Medicaid. Like, they didn't take that. So I ended up going there, whatever, y'all. They did like an x-ray on me, and they was just like, you know, you're probably gonna need like a crown. We could put like a temporary tooth in your mouth for right now to kind of like fix it, but you're gonna need a root canal. It was so much shit, y'all, because when I hit that floor, I killed the nerve in my tooth. It died, so they had to do a root canal to take it out or whatever. And the tooth that was next to it, it was fractured. And he was just like, you know, if you had braces or something like that, that would have saved your tooth. But being the fact that you fell with your mouth open, you know what I'm saying, this tooth later on, it might affect you. You know what I'm saying? It might come back into play because it was fractured. You couldn't tell from the outside it was fractured, but you could tell through the x-ray, like it had little cracks all through it, but it was still normal. So he was like, we're not going to really worry about this teeth. We're going to worry about the one that's cracked. So I'm just like, okay. So they kind of gave me like a relief or whatever. So they ended up doing what they needed to do. They did a root canal. They ended up putting a temporary tooth on my tooth. And all this and all that. The temporary tooth lasted a good little minute, y'all, up until the time where my daddy passed away. When my daddy passed away, I think like before that, I was eating like oxtails or something like that, and my tooth broke again. So I was just like, damn, like I'm gonna have to use, because I had got like back pay from my daddy, Social Security, and I had like $6,000 or whatever, and my uncle took $3. Remember I told y'all that? And he was taking $750. I mean, no, he was taking $250 out of each check every month after my daddy passed away. And when I first got the whole amount, he took half of it, literally half of it, because he felt like since he's taking care of me, he felt like since he was taking care of me that I owed him that. So he had Bossy take me to the bank, and he set up like a whole bank for me or whatever. He left $3, he took $3 or whatever. And when this situation came about again, I had to get, you know, everything done. So when I went and got everything done, you know what I'm saying, it was a lot of money, at least $2,000. I had to get like a crown, all type of shit. So I ended up paying for my tooth by myself at the time or whatever. Because when that first happened, I think they paid for it, whatever. But when my dad died, shortly after that, you know what I'm saying, I had to figure out. So I ended up getting a crown on my tooth or whatever. And I thought that was it, you know what I'm saying. Let's fast forward, y'all. Fast forward. I didn't ever thought about my tooth after that. Like, I had that crown in my mouth for like 10 years. Like, and when I got to the job that I'm currently at, y'all, before that, I would go to the doctor or whatever, because I was starting to notice that the tooth that they said that was fractured, it was kind of getting darker and darker as time went on. and I didn't know what was going on. So I was going to a whole nother dentist at the time. It wasn't the same dentist that I got my tooth fixed at the beginning or whatever, y'all. And when I went there, my or whatever, I was just getting like cleanings and stuff like that. I kind of told them like the situation about my tooth, and he was like, if something ever come about it, and these people actually took Medicaid, he was like, we'll try to fix it or whatever. So we're gonna fast forward to the job that I'm currently at right now. When I first started working at that job, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, because I've been there for like 5 years, the first few months that I was at that job or whatever, y'all, I was eating like candy, like, you know, those candies that you bite and it's sticky. Like, say for example, I was eating like a gummy worm or something, and I went to bite it, and when I bit it on my tooth or whatever. Because y'all, at this point, it's been years, I'm so comfortable with biting stuff with my teeth. Of course, I would never bite into an apple, even to this day, because I don't want my teeth to fall out. But so when I did that, it snagged onto the back of my crown and it snatched it out, and I'm just like, whoa. So I had told my OM at the time, which is my manager, I'm just like, you know, my tooth fell out, like, I gotta go. And she was like, okay, that's fine. I had like my mouth covered up with like a mask or whatever. I don't know what I had, but I had something covering up my face. She's like, okay, you can go ahead. So I ended up going back to the dentist that I was currently going to at the time, and he kind of like glued it back in, and he was just like, you know what I'm saying, he bonded it back in, and I was good for a long time, maybe like 2-3 years after that. And I was good for a minute, but he was just like, if that ever happens again, since it's been so long since that crown was placed in your mouth, we're gonna have to take it out and give you a new one or whatever. So after a while, y'all, they was just like, I would just always go there to get like cleanings or whatever, and they was just like, you know, we don't take Medicaid anymore. Like, we don't take Medicaid anymore. So it's like, okay, cool.
That kind of hurted me though.
So after a while, y'all, the tooth was getting back shaky again. My other tooth next to it was getting darker and darker, and I'm thinking that my teeth is dying. So I'm just like, let me get in contact back with the dentist that fixed my mouth all those years ago when I was in high school or whatever. And I'm just like, I know he's still around, because I used to, this is a whole different story time I'll tell later. I was in school to be a dental assistant, and I used to externship to get hours for college at his office. This was when I was pregnant with Brooke and all that, but we gonna come back to that later. Y'all hold on to that thought. That's a whole nother story time. So I was like, let me just get back in contact with this man, you know what I'm saying? Because he's very familiar with me, and he know what happened to me, you know what I'm saying? So he should know how to fix it. So I started going back to him or whatever. With the job that I got now, y'all, we have all type of insurance, dental insurance, eye insurance, everything you can think of. We got benefits, we got insurance. But when it comes to the dentistry industry, they want their money off top. It's just like, no matter how much benefits you have, you still got to come out of pocket with a crazy amount. So when I went to him, y'all, I was so nervous. I was just like telling him like, hey, my tooth is, I need another crown, and the tooth next to it, I think I need like a root canal. I think it's dead or something. And he did like an x-ray or whatever, and he kind of gave me the rundown. He was like, hey, you know, we're gonna have to do like another crown on the tooth that I did a crown on, and we're gonna have to do a root canal on the one that's next to it, y'all, because when I hit my mouth, I hit both of my teeth, both of my front teeth. He was like, we're gonna have to do a root canal on the other tooth, and probably shave it down and put a crown on that one as well, or something like that. And I was just like, damn. So I was just like, so I'm gonna have 2 crowns? And he was like, yeah, sadly, you probably gonna have 2 crowns or whatever, because that tooth is dead. Like, it's no hope for it, but he said we could see or whatever. So I'm just like, okay. And he gave me like an estimate. I think it was gonna be almost like $2,000-$3,000. Around that time, y'all, I was getting my taxes back, so I knew that I was gonna have the money to pay for my teeth, because I'm not about to be walking around here snagging tooth. I don't give a fuck. That's one thing about me, y'all. I'm not about to play about my dentist, about my mouth. I'm not about to play about none of that, because all that shit can affect you. That can kill you. So I was just like, okay, I had it set up in my mind. Okay, cool. They gave me like a rundown of what I was gonna get and all that and all this. So, and I'm gonna insert these pictures, y'all. I'm sorry, these pictures is kind of like, I look crazy, but I'm not scared to tell my story, because, yeah. So the next time I go there, y'all, this is like game day. Like, they about to go ahead and start doing everything they need to do to my mouth or whatever. And I was nervous. I don't know what made me so nervous this day, y'all. But I remember writing on Snapchat, and I'm like, y'all, I'm about to go to the dentist. Y'all wish me luck. Like, I hope everything work out. And so I made some type of post like that. Even if I can find that, I will post it in here so y'all can see. And I took like a screenshot of my feet at the dentist. It's like I'm nervous or whatever. And when I went back or whatever, he got like a new assistant. I never really seen her before, but she's a sweetheart or whatever. And she was like, "Hey, Miss Da Da Da, you ready?" And I was like, "Yeah." And another lady that used to work there, y'all, I know this lady, like know her because when I was doing an externship there, I would work with her. Like I was there for months working with them, like one-on-one. So they like, these people really know me. So I'm just like, she was like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." So she went ahead and put like the topical stuff in my mouth to go ahead and numb up, like up here where I would have to get numbed at or whatever. And she was like, let's just call him Dr. Blue will be right back in here to go ahead and to give you your, to numb you up. And I'm just like, okay. Whole time, y'all, I'm nervous as hell or whatever, scared as hell. And he comes back in there or whatever, y'all. He numbs me up with the needle. If y'all ever got poked right up here with them needles, it go all in your nose. It hurts so bad. It sting. The initial poke, the initial 2-3 pokes, it hurt, but after a while, it kind of numb away. So they left out again. It was like, we're going to wait for you to get numbed up and we'll be back. So after they do that, y'all, or whatever, I'm just sitting there and they started doing work on my mouth or whatever. He went in. I don't know exactly what he was doing, y'all, but he was like doing stuff to my mouth or whatever. He didn't even, cause the other one that was like dying, he didn't even get to the point where like doing a root canal or nothing. Like he was just like shaving it down and doing stuff like that so he can go ahead and put like a temporary on it to go ahead and prepare me for the crowns and stuff like that. So that's what that appointment was. So he was like all digging in my mouth or whatever, just doing all this. And every time I'm at the dentist, y'all, I'm always nervous. Even though I was a dental assistant, it don't change the fact that I'm scared every time I go to the dentist because these people is in your mouth. And I just be scared, like all that water and shit be getting in my nose and shit. And I'd be like hyperventilating, all type of shit. So as he's in my mouth, y'all, I got my goggles on, but I'm looking at her and I'm looking at him. And I just felt him like go deep. But of course I can't feel it because I'm numb. I felt him go deep in my mouth or whatever. And I was just like, and I seen his body language. I could tell he fucked up. So when I looked over at him, he jumped and did something. He said something to her, but I don't remember exactly what he said, but I could tell in his body language that he done fucked up some shit that he done did. So I was just like, when he left out, he was like, we're going to take an x-ray and I'm going to come back and we're going to finish it up. So before they did that, when he stepped out, I was telling the nurse, I'm just like, hey, I feel weird. Like my whole side of my face felt like something was going on. Like it felt itchy. It felt weird. And she was just like, no, that's probably just the numbing cream or whatever. Like, I was probably like, the numbing whatever. Like if you starting to feel stuff, we can numb you back up again. And I was like, no, like it feels like a sensation, like my face, like it feels like something is in my face tingling. And she was just like, that's weird. And I'm just like, I need to sit up. At this point, I had my goggles, my glasses still on. And he was still out because she's supposed to be taking an x-ray. So when I sit up, she let my seat up or whatever. She gave me the mirror or whatever. I was like, I need to see my face. So I took the glasses off, y'all. And the moment that I took the glasses off, y'all, my whole face, this whole side of my face, my lip, everything was swole. I looked like a whole different person. So when she seen that, she was like, oh my God. Like crazy, y'all. Oh my God. Y'all, I instantly started crying. I'm like, ah! Y'all, I started having a fucking panic attack. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Like, what's going on? So Dr. Blue, he comes back and he's just like, what the fuck? Like, are you allergic to something? Like, he's trying to blame it on everything else but the fact that he didn't fucked up. So he was just like, are you allergic to something? Like, what's going on? Are you allergic? And I'm just like, no, like, I'm not allergic to anything. Well, I am allergic to a lot of things, but nothing that y'all did, you know what I'm saying? So I showed him like a list of things after they calmed me down, because she was just like, calm down. We're going to figure it out. It's going to be okay, y'all. Mind you, he had other clients, people in there. It's like soon as that shit happened to me, everybody in that office cleared the fuck out. And he was just like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe she had a reaction. This is how you know this man fucked up big time, y'all. And I know people, when I really get depth into this story time, they going like, girl, you should have sued this man. You should have sued this man. That would have been a crazy lawsuit. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that, y'all. So after that situation, y'all, I was just like, what are we gonna do? Like, my face is crazy. Like, I gotta go to work. I can't go to work like this. Like, I'm just crying. It's like, it's gonna be okay. He was like, I need you to come with me. We gotta take you. He ended up taking me to like one of I think it's called like an orthodontist. Somebody he went to college with. Somebody that he know, because he know he fucked up. So they was just like, how you got here or whatever. Like, and I'm telling, I drove. But of course I can't drive, y'all. My everything, like from here on up, was swole to my eyeball. And I showed him a list of things that I was actually allergic to. I'm literally allergic to everything, y'all. Like grass, all type of shit. But it had no correlation with what the fuck he was doing. So he drove me himself. Y'all. It's like he said fuck the office at that point, because he knows something was not right. He drove me to the man, like the orthodontist or whatever. We get there or whatever, and they lay me down, and he was just like, I don't know if I nicked her. He kept saying it. He was like, I don't know if I nicked her. Did I nick her? Did I nick her? I still don't know to this day what this man really did to me, y'all. So he was like, I don't know if I nicked her. I don't know if I nicked her. Did I nick her? And he was just like, I don't know. Like, they kind of like talking in code, y'all. Y'all know how doctors and dentists is. Like, certain words, I don't understand what the fuck they talking about, because I don't know. Like, yeah, I went to dental school, but that was years ago. I don't know what the fuck. I didn't forgot about that shit. So the man is like pushing on my face, like trying to get all the, I guess, fluid or whatever he thought it was out of my face, y'all. That shit did not work. He kind of like gave me some like laughing gas to kind of like calm me down. I kind of felt like he gave me that so I wouldn't really know what the fuck they was talking about, what was going on. And I was just like so sad. And at that point I was texting my boyfriend, because he wasn't here at the time. He actually went out of town. It was around time, it was his birthday. It was a whole bunch of shit going on with him, y'all. That's a whole different story time with him and his ex.
And
That was a whole nother story time. The bitch was posting him at the time. It was just crazy, y'all. That has nothing to do with this story, but we'll get back into it, y'all. I tell y'all, I got story times for the days. But, and I sent him a picture. I sent my baby daddy a picture, because I didn't know what to do. So after that, y'all, he was just like, I'm so sorry, LaDante. We're going to have to fix this out. I'm going to do everything in my power to fix it. I promise you I'm going to fix it, or whatever. And he ended up going back to the office in his truck or whatever, and he his assistant, they was just like, where do you live? I put on my GPS to my house. He got in my car and he drove my car, because I could not see. He drove me to my house, and the assistant followed or whatever, and they dropped me off at home. And he was just like, I'm sorry, like, we're gonna figure it out. We gonna get it fixed for you or whatever. So around this time, y'all, I was in communications with this man hard. I think I even had his personal phone number. That's how you know he fucked up, y'all. Everybody in the office was contacting me. The lady who I used to do externships that still currently work with him to this day, I had her number. I had the office manager number, and I had his number, the fucking dentist. So around time that day, he was just like, how is everything going with Dante? Like, are you okay? Is it feeling any better? Did it go down? And I'm just like, no, I'm actually on the way to the hospital. He was like, the hospital? And I'm like, yes. Y'all, it got so bad, I couldn't see shit at all. Like, I couldn't see nothing. So I ended up calling my baby daddy, Jody, to take me to the emergency room. And he was just like, Dante, I got you or whatever. And I told, because at this time, me and my boyfriend wasn't in a relationship. I told him, like, my baby daddy about to come get me or whatever. He about to take me to, hold on. Where my lip gloss at, y'all? My lips dry as shit. Why y'all ain't telling me my lips are dry?
Huh?
It's like, my baby daddy about to take me to the emergency room or whatever. Like, I can't see or whatever. And I could tell he felt some type of way, because it's like, damn, like, your baby daddy, like, He couldn't ask somebody else. Like, nigga, no, I don't got nobody else around me that's gonna take me to go figure out what the fuck is wrong with my tooth or whatever, like, or my mouth or whatever, like. And he was like, okay, I guess, like. But at that time, y'all, I really didn't give a fuck because, first of all, it's your birthday, you're in Vegas, and you got your ex posting you on your birthday, nigga, and it's supposed to be, I'm supposed to be your bitch, but I'm not your bitch, but I'm your bitch, but I'm your bitch, and I'm not your bitch, but I'm your bitch, and you got this, your ex posting pictures of you, nigga. How can you ever tell me that I can't have my baby daddy take me to the doctor? Yeah, he gonna take me. So he came over there, y'all. He ended up getting me or whatever, and he was just like, damn, like, he could not believe that I looked like that. He was just like, damn, Dante, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, bro, like, I don't know what the fuck happened. He's just like, bro, this is crazy, like, you all right? And I'm just like, no, bro, like, I can't see, my mouth hurt, my face hurt, like, I feel weird. And he was like, man, well, you know, I got you, I'm gonna take you to the doctor or whatever. Him take me to the emergency room, y'all. I get into the emergency room, and of course, you know, they don't really know what the fuck, but when I got in there, I was explaining to them the whole situation like I just told y'all or whatever that happened. And the lady was like, it was a black nurse or whatever, she was like, look at her, that's a lawsuit, like, she kept saying it, y'all. But around that time, I didn't know what to do, really. Like, to be honest, I didn't know what to do far as a lawsuit to be able to even line that up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what to do. So after that, y'all, whatever, they looked at me. They had like a doctor come in there or whatever, and he was just saying like, it's swelling in your face. And he didn't really, they did like an x-ray, but it wasn't really nothing they could really do. Like, they was just like, you know, give it a few days, and I think it'll go, the pain, like the swelling will go down. But he didn't leave me in a situation where, what's the next steps? Like, I just felt like he didn't care, like, because I don't know if, you know, they see a lot of people all during the day, and I just feel like when it came to that situation, he's not no dentist, so he's a doctor, so he don't really know what to tell me, you know what I'm saying? I explained to him the situation, I explained to him what was going on. He kind of just said some shit to me that I could just did and stayed home to do. So after that situation, y'all, I was just like really sad as fuck. My baby daddy ended up taking me back home or whatever, and he was just like, you know, Dante, I hope you feel better. Like, that's crazy that this happening to you or whatever. I told, I sent pictures to Blue, or whatever, which is the dentist, y'all, and he was just like, dang, LaDante, I'm so sorry. He just kept saying he was sorry, and we're going to figure it out. Like, I was sending him pictures of how I look, y'all. I'm going to post all these pictures in here, y'all, of how I looked at the time or whatever. And he was just like, you know, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get you situated. So, he ended up saying he was going to figure it out, y'all. I was real depressed around this time because, like I said, it was around, like, Thanksgiving, y'all. And my kids, they was with their daddy anyway on Thanksgiving, but I just felt like I wasn't able to do nothing, go nowhere, because I looked at a damn fool like a clown. And I was so fucking sad because I was just like, damn, my birthday coming up and my tooth is fucked up, my mouth, my face is fucked up, and this is ruining everything for me. And I expressed that to them, y'all, because I was really, really sad. So he was just like, you know, we just have to wait for your you know, the all that stuff to go down. It should be going down in a few days, y'all. Around that time, I was Googling shit to see, like, what could this possibly be, because, y'all, he wasn't really telling me what he really did to me. Like, it was like they was beating around bushes on what really happened, but I knew at the end of the day, he could not blame that on nothing that I was allergic to, because that had nothing to do, it didn't coincide with each other. It's something that you did that you put, you must have, like, touched in my mouth and made my whole face react like that, because, y'all, I never had no shit like that happen to me. I was so fucking traumatized after that. So after that situation, y'all, everything that I got done that was regarding the front tooth, now mind you, y'all, at this point, they have to do double the work, you know what I'm saying? He X'd out anything that I had to pay for. I didn't pay for any fucking thing. That's another reason why it wasn't no lawsuit involved, you know what I'm saying? Because I really didn't know what to do. Around that time, I did get in a really bad car accident with my kids or whatever on my daughter's birthday. That's a whole nother story time. And I was going through a lawyer, and when I had ended up getting my settlements or whatever back, I was telling him, like, the situation. I told him, like, how I looked. This is in hindsight, y'all. I told him how I looked or whatever. I showed him the pictures, and he was just like, you know, with a situation like that, you know what I'm saying, you would probably have to come out of pocket and pay to even attempt to even sue, especially malpractice or some situation like that or whatever. But he was like, I can send you to my dentist, and they can give you, like, And I should have listened to him, but I didn't, y'all. But anyway, back to the story. My mouth ended up going down or whatever. I went back to see Dr. Blue, and he was just like, I'm gonna send you back to the same man that was like pressing on my face trying to get all that out. I had to go to like an orthodontist at that point, y'all, because I ended up getting like a what is it called? Like a abscess or something like in the up here. So my mouth, even though all this swelling went down up here, my mouth was like, had a knot. It had like a knot, y'all. So they had to go in my mouth, the orthodontist. And around that time, I was going to all type of appointments, y'all. I kept getting stuck with needles. I was just over it. Before that, I had to go get a root canal in the tooth that was actually dead or whatever. So they ended up giving me the root canal, cleaning it out. Then after that, I don't know if I got a root canal before or after the situation, but they kept poking me up. That's the moral of the story. And then when I went to go get that abscess removed, that's what I'm saying. I think it was deeper than just I can't even talk, because they had to like take that shit out of my mouth. Like it was crazy. You know how like I'm dark skinned, so my gums are black. When they went in and they had to cut the abscess or whatever the fuck it was called out, my gums now, some of it is the regular gum color, which is like pink, and then some of it is dark, which is black or brown, whatever, because they had to like go in and remove something that was up there or whatever. I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't know what this man did. I'm still confused to this day. So after they did all those things or whatever, y'all, Dr. Blue was just like, and it wasn't even the problems that I was having, y'all. It wasn't even with the original tooth that I came in there for, because that tooth that I broke all those years ago, all I needed was a new crown. Like, that's all I needed. With the other one, they had to prep me for another crown, so I was gonna have 2 crowns on my teeth, but he did something that wrong. So after that, y'all, I had to wait again another maybe a week or 2, and around that time, y'all, they did fill out paperwork so I could get paid for my job, because I had to go like on leave or whatever. And yeah, so after that, y'all, he ended up prepping me and getting a crown done for both of my teeth or whatever. And before that, I had to wear like a retainer in my mouth, and it had like a fake tooth, because when they was doing all those things, and I still got it, y'all. Hold on, retainer I had to use. I know it looked a little busted, but when I was first getting it done or whatever, this is one of the boxes when I first got it done or whatever. For me to eat and for my tooth not to move or go anywhere, I had to eat with this retainer in my mouth. I never heard that you have to eat anything with a retainer in your mouth, but in order to keep my tooth right there, I had to keep the retainer, in my mouth or whatever, so my tooth wouldn't fall out like while I was at work or whatever. And I would have to wear like mask at work, because it was a time where I didn't have no tooth at all. But yeah, y'all, so when I went there and whatever, and they ended up doing like, I'm jumping ahead, I'm sorry, y'all. And when I went back or whatever, they ended up putting crowns on my teeth or whatever, y'all. And I thought that was the end of the story relating to my teeth or whatever. But when they put it on, the one, like I said, the one that I originally broke all those years ago, it was fine. It was like it was regular again. I got a crown. Crowns last for at least 10 to 12 years, and you'll probably have to get another one. So yeah. But when they put the crown on the other tooth that he like punctured and made my face and stuff swell up, it was kind of loose. And I'm just like, that's weird. Like, my other tooth, it was secured, nothing was wrong with it. And I told him that like the same day or the next day. I'm like, it's kind of loose, it's kind of shaky or whatever. And he was just like, just wait, like maybe it have to like settle in. So as time went on, y'all, I was just like, my tooth is still loose or whatever, like, what should we do? So I went back to them or whatever, and they did another x-ray, and he came in the room, and he was like, Dante, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, we're gonna have to take that whole tooth out. And I was like, what? He like, yeah, like, he was like, we're gonna have to extract your tooth. So mind you, y'all, I'm just like, I came here to get a root canal in that tooth and a crown in that tooth so I can have 2 crowns on my teeth. And now you're telling me, after all you done did, because after he did all these things, he thought it was done. He was just like, you know, Dante, I hope that's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for everything that happened with you. I'm so sorry. He apologized. I'm like, okay, cool. I was gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but then it was just like, damn, like we're in a situation again. I could kind of tell he was kind of aggravated, but it was nothing he could really do about the situation because he was already in knee too deep. Because he's trying to cover up his tracks at this point. He did everything in his power to fix it. That's why I didn't sue him. So he came back in the room. He was like, yeah, we're gonna have to take that tooth completely out, and I'm so sorry, but it's not gonna be stable. It's not gonna work. So I really feel like he fucked up something internally in my gums, so my tooth wasn't gonna be able to stay there no more. Because it wasn't like that my tooth was so dead that he had to take it out. That wasn't the case. Something he did made it so that my tooth wasn't gonna be there no more. So I was sad as fuck. He ended up scheduling me an appointment with the orthodontist or whatever. And it was a whole situation, y'all. This process, I'm telling you quick in the story time, but this shit happened over a grace of like 2 years, maybe even longer, because I just recently got over the situation the beginning of this year or whatever. So he ended up scheduling me an appointment, whatever, with the orthodontist. I had to have my boyfriend with me at this time. He was my boyfriend, and I had to have him with me because I was gonna be like on medication, and you know how it is when you get your tooth pulled and how they put you to sleep or whatever. So I get in there or whatever, and I knew this was the day that I had to get my tooth removed, and I was just like sad as fuck, and I'm like, damn, I ain't about to have no tooth. Your girl about to be out here toothless. You know what I'm saying?
That kind of hurted me though.
So I go in there, y'all. He ended up talking to me. He's like, hey, Dante, nice to see you again. Haven't seen you since da-da-da-da. Because mind you, I was going to him back and forth when he had to do that little surgery on me or whatever. And it was a whole situation with that. My mouth was swollen again after that. I'm going to show y'all that picture too. And he was just like, we're going to try to get it situated for you. Because at that point, Dr. Blue, he did explain to me. He was just like, you know, you're going to have to get that tooth extracted, but we're going to give you an implant. Like he said, we're going to give you an implant, y'all. So I started Googling. Implants is mad money, like $4,000-$5,000 for one tooth. So he was like, we're going to give you an implant. I'm going to make sure you straight or whatever. So I'm just like, okay, cool. So I went there. I got in the back or whatever. He just talking to me. He was like, yeah, we gonna go ahead and start sedating you or whatever. But the way he did it, he kind of like tricked me. I guess they don't like to really tell people that you about to go to sleep right now because you might try to fight it. So he had me like breathe into something, and he started asking me a question. Next thing you know, I was gone. Next thing you know, I'm waking up and my boyfriend in there telling me, come on down there, it's time to go. The car outside waiting for you. So, and I was just like, you know, so what am I gonna do? Because he gave me back, and this is the tooth, y'all. This is the crown. I know it look a little jank, but you probably can't really tell, but my crown that they took out is still stuck in this retainer because for a long time while I was healing, I had to wait months to heal. After they took the tooth out or whatever, after I healed or whatever, like a few weeks, I had to go back and get an abutment. Like they had to put the thing in there so my gum wouldn't close up. They had to put that in there so that can stay open so I can heal. It can heal to my bones so I can be able to get my implant or whatever. So, and I think he did all that in the same time. Like he took my tooth out, and I take that back. Yeah, he took my tooth out. That's why I had to go to sleep too, because not only did he take my tooth out, he ended up inserting the abutment that they was gonna have to screw, you know, my implant on. And I had to wait like 6 months for that to heal or whatever. And I'm just like, damn, like I was just sad. I was like, why do it have to take that long? And he was like, you know, he explained to me, he was like, you know, like it takes that long because we want to make sure it don't reject or everything is everything and you're good to go, you know, just being to the fact that all this situation that happened that led us up to this part, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool. So after that, I'm just like, when I was leaving and the next day, I'm just like, so what am I going to do? Like, I literally don't have no tooth. I have like a sharp object hanging out my mouth. Like, what do I do? And whatever. But at that time, it wasn't hanging out. It was just like in the inside. Like, and then after a while, my gum would like heal over it. So I ended up going to Dr. Blue or whatever, and they didn't want to give me like a flipper tooth or whatever, because I felt like they were already putting too much money into me, which I deserve it, because y'all should have really been sued.
Period.
Period.
Period. Period. Period.
But I could tell that they didn't want to give me that, because that would have been even more money. So they came up with this idea to put my crown that I had, just place it back in here and shave it down so I could just like put it in my mouth or whatever. And it was this tooth, actually. This is the tooth that I wrote years ago, and this is the tooth that everything happened with. That's an implant that probably, it'll last me my whole life. But he ended up putting that tooth in there. So for a long time, y'all, I don't know if y'all could tell, like in some of my old story times, I didn't have a tooth. Like, anytime y'all would see me, I would have my mouthpiece in, and when I would eat or do anything like that, I just take it out or whatever. So your girl was gummy up. I was gummy up for a long time, for at least 5 to 6 months. I ended up healing kind of quick, so they kind of got me in before the 6 months mark or whatever. So after they did that or whatever, y'all, I ended up going back to the orthodontist, and he ended up like having to like expose my gum again, because after all that time, you know, it had like healed over the gum tissue or whatever. So he had to go back in and place the little thing in there or whatever that they actually screwed the tooth on. Before that, you know, I had to get impressions of the tooth and stuff like that or whatever. And lo and behold, y'all, he did everything they needed to do regarding the tooth. So I went back to Dr. Blue, and he ended up, I went back to Dr. Blue or whatever, and he ended up putting the implant in there or whatever. It took a little minute or whatever when he was doing it. It was kind of like an uncomfortable situation, because like, I don't even think he numbed me up. I don't know. But I kind of like felt them like screwing that shit in there or whatever, y'all. And yeah, it took years for me to get to the bottom of that situation, y'all. It was kind of a life-changing experience, because it was just like, damn, like I missed out on a lot of stuff. I didn't get to have a Thanksgiving, Christmas. My birthday was kind of around that time. I had like a temporary teeth or whatever, and they kept like cracking. You know what I'm saying? And that was another thing, y'all. I kept going back up there to Dr. Blue office before all the things that happened with the implant, like I told y'all, or whatever. And mind you, y'all, I had a lot of different things that I had to use, you know, that whole time or whatever. But I kept going up there, y'all, because I would wake up in the morning and my tooth would be cracked up into pieces, you know, because temporary stuff don't last forever. Like, and it was to the point where the lady that I did the externs with, it was outside of office times, and they would literally come, she would come there and fix my tooth for me, because it's just like, what else y'all gonna do? I'm not about to walk around here looking dumb without no tooth. Y'all gonna fix this tooth, like, the fuck? And they knew they was in the wrong, so every little thing that I needed, they was there to fix it. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate him for that. I actually still go to him to this day, y'all.
You are really dumb, for real.
But yeah, y'all, that's the video. That's the story time, y'all. And I was just flabbergasted that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe it. I never had something like that happen to me. Now I'm in a position where the tooth that I actually broke all those years ago, it has another crown on it, so I might have to get that one fixed up or touched up later on. But the one that's next to it, the only thing I didn't like about it when they did the implant or whatever, it was kind of like, I don't know if y'all can tell, it's kind of like a little bit longer than the other one. And he was just like, you know, if I shave it down too much, you know what I'm saying, I can always shave it down, but you can't get it back. So he was like, I think you should just leave it the way it is or whatever. And I just let him do what he did or whatever. And I got a nice smile, so I'm not really, you know, mad about the situation anymore, or hold him like, or have any ill will to them or anybody in the office, because they all accommodated me. They all kept checking on me. They all kept making they was doing everything in their power to fix it, y'all. So yeah, y'all, that's the video. I am gonna post the receipts. I'm probably gonna have it as my as my thumbnail, you know what I'm saying? Cause yeah, it was a very, very bad experience, y'all. But at the end of the day, they ended up fixing it. They told me that my implant should last at least 20 to 30 years, probably longer than that. They told me a lifetime if I take care of it, you know, and still go to appointments and get my teeth clean and stuff like that. And in the back of my tooth, it's like a hole, but they put like something to cover it up. So if they ever need to go back in there, they can literally unscrew it. It's so cool. Like, they can screw it in there or whatever. So I literally have like metal up in my gum tissue or whatever that's holding that tooth there forever. Yeah, y'all, that's a wrap for this video. If y'all like this story time, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, your girl, follow your girl on all social medias. That's at TikTok, @SalutMarie, and Instagram, @SalutMarie. And always make sure your post notification bells is always turned on. So every time I post another video, y'all what? Tune in. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.